My objective for today's video is simple. I will show you how to start using Claude. We will begin with the user interface, go through main settings, and we will even see how Claude can help you with real-life use cases in business and private context. By the end of the short video, you'll be able to immediately apply what you saw and start writing better emails, translate text, extract text from screenshots, and even structure business presentation decks on any topic. There is quite a lot to uncover here. We have no time to lose. Let's dive in. Claude is accessible if you go to Claude.ai. It is developed by the company called Anthropic. It's the company which is based in the United States of America. The model type which Claude provides, so all the Claude models are proprietary. There is no open source models. There is an API available from Anthropic. Reasoning models are available as well, but we just need to say that the first reasoning model, which is actually a hybrid model, it combines both reasoning and let's say normal LLM model. It's called Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and it was released in the end of February 2025. Recognition of images is supported, and image generation, it can do only SVGs. So it generates codes, and then the browser converts it into the image. In order to access Claude, you should go to Claude.ai. You will be welcomed with the following screen. Here you should actually make a login. Without the login, you will not be able to use the model. So I will continue with the Google account. As you can see, the chat interface of Claude is very similar to other chat assistants. The prompt window where you can type what you would like prompt to answer you in the center of the screen in this chat box here. Then there are some other elements, not actually a lot, and we'll go through all of them. Plus button allows you to upload a file, take a screenshot, or add a reference from GitHub. You can also select a style in which Claude will be responding, normal, concise, explanatory, or formal, or you can even create and edit other styles. There is a drop down for the models. In the free tier, by default, we are using Claude 3.7 Sonnet. The only problem is that, so it's actually our most, so they're saying it's our most intelligent model. At the same time, in the free tier, you have a limitation on the number of messages which you can send every day. And the reality is that when I was doing this tutorial, I actually faced this limitation. I was not able to send any more messages. And what I needed to do, I just needed to log in with another Gmail account. And then I was able to continue my experimentation with Claude. You can also see here other models available like Claude 3.5 Haiku, but this is for the Pro subscription, and Claude 3.5 Sonnet and Claude 3 Opus. What else you can see here? There is a button for the sidebar, for toggling sidebar on and off. If you press it, you can see the history of the chats. You can also go to the chat history here. Then there are the chats displayed in this view. In the bottom, you can see another button which will open this pop-up, and here you can see who is logged in, which plan is available or is active, the settings. You can change the plan, you can change the language, get help, learn more, or even download an application of Claude for Mac. And I would say that's it. There is nothing else here. We'll press new chat and we'll continue with our use cases. In this video, we'll be using an app which I'm currently working on. It's called EverPrompt. It's a library of your best prompts. I just pre-created some of the prompts for the use cases. We'll be using them and pasting them into Claude. In order to understand what Claude can do, we can ask Claude itself about its main capabilities. So here you can see the prompt I prepared where I'm asking Claude if it can help with recognition of the images, if it can help with Excel files, if it can create images and work with PDF documents. I'm saying that I'm doing the YouTube video and I need you to explain what it can do. I'm asking to provide an answer in bullet point formats and not more than 10 bullet points per answer. So let's copy the prompt. Let's go to Claude and see what it will answer. So let's ask Claude about what it can do and what it cannot do. So it says that the Claude's main capability is text understanding and generation, image understanding. It can analyze and describe images, which is good. It can understand and recognize object, text, and people, coding assistant, document analysis, data analysis, reasoning. About document analysis, it tells me that it can extract information from PDFs, which is great, and work with various file formats. Reasoning, I can apply logic to solve problems, make inferences, and so on, but I do not think it can actually do the reasoning in terms of, it's not a reasoning model. It doesn't use the reasoning model here. Creative content, I can draft stories and so on. Educational support, information synthesis, and interactive tools, which is quite nice. And it can actually, it tells me as well, I cannot directly process Excel files, though I can help with formulas and analysis, and it cannot generate images, but it can create SVG graphics, which means it's a creation of the code, and then browser will convert it into an image from the code. So no direct capabilities to work with Excel files and with creation and generation of the images. I would only like to add here that we are talking here about the free version of Claude. I would say if you are subscribed to the pro version, there should be more things possible. I'm not sure that, let's say, you can work with Excel files there or generate images. About this, I think most probably not. Hopefully it's coming in the future. As of now, not. But when you're subscribed to the pro version, you have access to more models. And let's say when reasoning models will be appearing here, you'll be able to get access to them for sure if you are subscribed to the pro version, and only later it's going to be available to the free version. In the first use case, we will ask Claude to help us with writing an email, and then we'll also ask it to translate into German language. This is the real life use case. I came to Berlin. I need to find a place in Kita for my daughter. I'm saying that I live in Berlin Mitte near Friedrichstraße, so that it should target only the Kitas next to this location. My daughter is 1 year old, and that I want to start as soon as possible, but I don't know which documents are actually required. I'm also giving my name. So let's copy this prompt. Let's go to Claude and see what it will answer. Okay, and now let's paste it here. Let's see how Claude can help us with structuring and drafting this email. It opens the sidebar, and in the sidebar, it shows me this email, which is actually nice because it really looks like an email from the beginning till the end. Yeah, the email is in English language, and it gives me even some comments like I need to have registration form, birth certificate, and so on. So it's like, it's nice. And I would like then to ask to translate it into German. So please translate it into German. And we had an email translation into German. Again, in the sidebar, we have an email. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, mein Name ist Alexey, and so on. It is for sure better than I would do myself if I would like to translate in the German language. So thank you, Claude. I will use this data if I need to send an email and ask for the help for my daughter. And by the way, here in the sidebar, you can also see that you can switch between the previous version of the email in English and the German one. So this was the original one in English, and you can go back and see the German version, which is quite nice. For the navigation, it's a lot better than what I saw in ChatGPT, in Grok, in Qwen, in DeepSeek. In the second use case, I would like to understand if Claude has access to the real-time data or it has access only to the data on which the model has been trained. Normally, there is a cutoff period like, let's say, in December 2024 or some stuff like that. So I would like to ask a question for which you for sure need an access to the latest data. And the question is about the tariffs which Trump is introducing in the beginning of April 2025 when I'm recording this video. In particular, I'm interested about the effect on German economy. So let's copy this prompt. And now let's paste the question about Trump's tariffs and see what Claude can tell us. So it tells us that I don't have specific information about tariffs implemented by Trump, as my knowledge cutoff is October 2024. Okay, so it doesn't have the access to internet, and that was the most important thing for us to know. So as you can see, at least in this free version, and my understanding actually in the paid version as well, in the pro version, it does not have access to the latest data. So the data available until the date of when the model was trained is there. Here it's October 2024, but the latest data is not here, which is a stark, I would say, difference with the Grok and with Quen, and I'm sure with also quite a lot of other chat assistants which already now have access to the internet data. In the first use case, I would like to ask Claude to help me with analyzing the screenshot which I took from Zoom call. So sometimes you're taking screenshots from Zoom or Team calls, and it's not easy to copy the text from there, or even summarize or work with the text. So my idea is the following: to test whether Claude can work with images and how well it can work with images and screenshots. I will copy the following screenshot. You can see it now on the screen. And I would like to ask to summarize the screenshot into a concise to-do list with deadlines. So let's paste the request about recognizing text from the screenshot. And let's actually also drag and drop the screenshot here. I'll just take it from another screen, which I have open on another screen. Let me drag and drop here. It's a Zoom screenshot. And I would like to see if it can help me. By the way, the screenshot is it's not horizontal, it's slightly turned, but anyway, I think it will be able to help us anyway. So let's ask. It tells me that the image shows presentation slide with projected project update. Here is a concise to-do list with deadlines extracted from the content. Finalize budget by March 30th, schedule team meeting April 5th, and so on. And I would like to ask, can you please present it in table format? Let's see what it will tell me. It opens a sidebar, and here it gives me the answer in table format, which is actually quite nice. I haven't seen it in Grok, I haven't seen it in Quen and other tools I tried. I like how Claude is doing it. It's just another place for the table, and you can also see it in the future in the next use case where it will help us with logo in a similar way. It will show a sidebar to the right. So I think it's nice. What we can say, it recognized the image correctly, and it was even able to work with the data extracted from the screenshot. In the fourth use case, I would like to understand if Claude can help in generating the images. Before that, I made a video on Grok and also on Quen, a Chinese chat assistant. They both were able to generate images. I already know that Claude cannot really generate images, but it can generate SVG images in the SVG format so that then it can later be displayed by the browser. And I'm asking the following. I would like Claude to help me with design of the logo for the company I'm working on called EverPrompt. The company is a chat agnostic library of prompts where users can craft and refine prompts and so on. I'm asking it to create a logo which should be recognizable and minimalistic. I'm also saying that I would like it to be in a style of Grok and ChatGPT. I just like how it looks like. And that it should be easy to reproduce, scalable, and versatile for digital and print use. In the end, I'm asking to provide a description. And now let's see how Claude can help us with this logo. So I'm pasting the prompt and I'm asking Claude to help. As you can see, Claude is creating a logo in SVG format. So it says that it can create only vector-based logo for EverPrompt in SVG format. And that's what it's designing. It gave me the following let's say side panel. In this side panel, you can see that there is a code, the SVG code for this image, and there is also a preview. So that's how it looks like. This is the logo which Claude thinks is the best for EverPrompt. It also gives me the design element description, square with rounded corners, 3 horizontal lines, and so on. It tells me why I actually have chosen this element of design for my logo. Let me see what we can do. We can copy the result, we can like, we can dislike, and we can retry. I would like to retry. Let's see if it can do something else. So it's just retrying. It's again writing the SVG code, and it gives me another icon for EverPrompt. I would say that I like this icon more. And in the last use case, I would like to ask Claude to help me in structuring business presentation. That's normally how I do it before going to PowerPoint or any other tool of your choice. I would like to brainstorm with Chat Assistant the potential structure of the PowerPoint presentation, of the slide deck. I would normally use, let's say, ChatGPT and ask to help me with the structure and with the content. And that's exactly what I would like to see if Claude can perform as well and how well it can do it. The question is about the company called Heritage. It provides the services in Berlin to the clients in real estate who has flats in Berlin, but who is not living in Berlin. So the company provides so-called, let's say, asset management services. The presentation should be an investor deck. And I'm saying that the company has some competitive advantage in pricing. It takes only 1 monthly fee of commission instead of 2 monthly fees, and so on. I'm saying that I would like slide deck to be ready to be for investors and banks, and would like to limit to 12 slides, not more. So I'm giving all these details because, of course, the chat assistant should have an understanding of what I'm doing, of what I try to do, as if the more detail you give, the better the answer would be. So that's the description of the situation. I would now copy this prompt. We're going to go to Claude and ask it to help us with the structure in the deck. So Claude is answering immediately. I'd be happy to help you. And here is the proposed slide deck structure. So title one, title slide, it gives me the name of the company, the tagline, professional property management for non-resident Berlin property owners, your name and position, company logo and website. So it tells me what to show. Let's see, for example, the slide number 4, our solution, end-to-end property management, tenant finding, property preparation, lease agreement handling, ongoing support, and so on. So I see that it is helping me to actually structure these 12 slides. I have the titles. I have more or less understanding what should be present there. And in reality, it's not, I would say, in comparison to the videos I made for Grok and Quen, it's not really that great. And by the way, Claude here at least doesn't have an access to reasoning model where I can just see how Claude reasons. And normally the output of the reasoning model is a lot better than the output of the model like this, when you just ask a question and Claude almost immediately gives you an answer without questioning and without, let's say, thinking inside the model. But anyway, that's the answer. What I would normally do after I get this type of answer from Chat Assistant, I will then go slide by slide and brainstorm the structure and the content of each slide. I will tell which tool I'm using, and I will ask what should be on the left part of the slide, to the right part of the slide, which icons, which images, maybe which color scheme I should use, and so on. That was the last use case. Thank you. And I think we just finalized our test of use cases of Claude. And the summary of the results. We have seen that Claude can work really well with emails and perform translations. Up-to-date knowledge is not really available. You have seen that it was not able to fetch the data about the changes in tariffs which Trump introduced in the beginning of 2025, in April in particular. Text recognition is available. Logo creation, not really available. That's why I have such a smiley face here. It can generate only SVG images. And for the slide deck outlining, it did quite a good job, even though the results from Grok, from DeepSeek, and from Quen are actually better than the ones we have seen from Claude. The only thing to tell here is that we have seen the model which is available to the free tier users. The more advanced models are available, but you need to be subscribed and pay €15 per month for the Pro access. And that's it. In this video, we explored how Claude can assist you with everyday work and private tasks. I hope you found use cases practical and useful. If you want to be notified when new AI-related content appears here, I would appreciate if you subscribe to this channel and like the video. And do not forget to try EverPrompt. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.